इस वीडियो में हम करेंगे डीएवी क्लास 8 इंग्लिश चैप्टर 6 द लंचन के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स। ए, टिक द करेक्ट ऑप्शन। फर्स्ट, डिड आई रिमेंबर। द नरेटर मीन्स दैट। आंसर, ही कुड नॉट फॉरगेट। सेकेंड, द नरेटर इज बाय प्रोफेशन। आंसर, अ राइटर। थर्ड, he had never been to poets before because. Answer, it was very expensive. Fourth, he did not order champagne for himself because he could not afford it. Fifth, he did not give an adequate tip to the waiter because he had no more money. B. Give two pieces of evidence from the story to justify each of the following statements. First, the narrator was still a struggling writer. Answer, he was living in a tiny apartment in Latin Quarter in Paris. He was earning barely enough money to keep his body and soul together. Second, he promptly said yes to the women's proposal for lunch at Foyot's. Answer, he was flattered and he was too young to have learnt to say no to a woman. He plans that if he cut out coffee for the next 2 weeks, he could manage the women's proposal. Third, the women did not approve of the narrator's choice of eating meat. Answer, it may overload her stomach. She said it was unwise to eat meat. Fourth, the narrator planned ways to face a bill beyond his means. Answer, he did not order champagne for himself. He selected the cheapest dish, mutton chop, to save money. Fifth, the asparagus were tempting and difficult to resist. Answer, he had seen asparagus in the shops. His mouth has often watered at its sight. 6. The narrator was shocked to see the head waiter carry a basket full of peaches. Answer, peaches were not in season. The cost was too high. C. Answer the following questions in about 30 words each. First, how did the woman know the narrator? Why did she want to meet him? Answer, the woman knew the narrator because she had read his books and was one of his readers. She was passing through Paris where the narrator lived, so she expressed her wish to meet him. Second, what impression did the narrator gather of the woman when he met her? Answer, the narrator felt disappointed when he met her. The woman was not so young as he expected. She was imposing rather than impressive. She was talkative and seemed inclined to talk about the narrator. Third, why was the narrator panic-stricken while they were waiting for the asparagus to be cooked? Answer, the narrator was panic-stricken because the women had ordered quite expensive dishes and he was not sure whether he had enough money to pay the bill or not. Fourth, why did the narrator order coffee for himself also? Answer, the narrator ordered coffee for himself also because he knew that after paying the bill, he would not be left with any money to afford even a single cup of coffee for the whole month. Fifth, what is the waiter's contribution in allowing the women to have a gorgeous meal? Answer, after he took orders for the salmon, he asked the lady to have something more. While it was being cooked, he made available all the dishes ordered well in time so that his guests could enjoy gorgeous thoughts. A. The narrator's meeting with the women begins with his being flattered and hospitable and ends with being mortified and disgusted. Discuss his different states of mind. Answer, in the beginning of the story, the narrator was just a struggling writer and lived in a tiny apartment. The lady wants to meet him at one of the most expensive restaurants in Paris. He thought that the women would not eat much, and so the narrator was flattered and hospitable. But after some time, narrator realized that the women would eat much food and he have to pay all his money. He then become disgusted and mortified. B. The women calls the narrator a humorist. Who do you think actually contributes to the humor in the story? How? Answer. I think that the lady contributes to the humor in the story by saying that she never eats more than one thing for luncheon, but all the expensive dishes ordered by the narrator were eaten up by the lady. Life skills. If you come across such a guest at home, how will you behave? Answer. Guests are treated as God in Indian tradition, and we should treat them wholeheartedly. I will do the same if I come across such a guest at home. I would offer her tea, eatables, juice, etc. But on the same time, I would not go beyond my limitations for the sake of false image. Values. Observe the following remarks made by the women during the luncheon. I never eat anything for luncheon. I never drink anything for luncheon. I never eat more than one thing for luncheon. Discuss these statements in the light of her behavior during the luncheon. Answer. The lady does not seem to be true to her words. She kept saying that she would eat only one thing, but she kept on ordering one item after the other. Also, each item she ordered was among the most expensive items on the menu. This shows that she did not practice what she preached, and that was insincere. B. Was the women considerate or self-centered? Answer. To the best of my knowledge, the lady was self-centered because before commencing the luncheon, she said that she had only one thing for lunch. However, as the lunch progressed, she ordered the most expensive items on the menu, all the while saying that she had only one thing for luncheon. She did not offer the author any of the dishes that she ordered for herself. Writing skills. Imagine that you are the narrator. A. Write a diary entry expressing your plans on how you hope to manage the budget of the entire month. Answer. Sunday 11 September 9 p.m. Today was a very bad day for me. I am in trouble. I don't know how will I manage the budget of the entire month. I earn barely enough to keep my body and soul together. The lunch with the lady has made a hole in my pocket. I have no source of extra income to manage my living for the rest of the month. I am wondering what I should do. I am planning to borrow money from my friend. I also think to take advance from my publisher. I may have to take up a part-time job to make up the loss given to me by that lady. I know I may have to go hungry sometimes. I pray to God to give me strength in this difficult time. B. Write a diary entry expressing your satisfaction on observing the women put on a lot of weight in the second meeting. Sunday 11 September 9 p.m. Today I am feeling happy and satisfied on observing the women who had caused me a lot of trouble 20 years back. She has become extremely fat and weighs 21 stones. In those days when I was struggling, she had written to me and asked me to give her a lunch at an expensive French restaurant foods. I was flattered and agreed for the lunch even though I could not afford it. She was imposing and talkative. She said that she ate only one thing for lunch, but her behavior and actions were contrary. She ordered very expensive dishes. Some of them were not even listed in the menu. I was worried how I could pay the bill. After paying the bill and the insufficient tip to the waiter, I had nothing left for the rest of the month. I was saved from the embarrassing situation, but had to live in a miserable condition. Looking at the women today, I am glad that I got my revenge.